This is another one I wanted to talk about. This is self-explanatory. Ice tear gas disrupts Halloween parade as Trump's Chicago crackdown spreads. What criminals are you going after here? I didn't see anybody do anything that justified, for instance, taking my 70-year-old neighbor to the ground, said a former prosecutor who lives in a neighborhood that was tear gassed. That sets the tone for this conversation, for this article. A former Cook County prosecutor said he had collected tear gas canister from his own front lawn in a residential Chicago neighborhood and submitted it to the law firm that is preparing a lawsuit over immigration officers' persistent use of tear gas against residents who object to their raids across the city, including in Old Irving Park this past weekend, where parents and children were getting ready for a Halloween parade when agents wreaked havoc on the neighborhood. The Chicago Tribune reported that former prosecutor Brian Culp had been watching news coverage Saturday morning of a temporary restraining order handed down by U.S. District Court Judge Sarah Ellis earlier this month, barring federal agents from using riot control weapons like tear gas against protesters who do not pose an immediate harm to officer safety. When he realized federal agents were on his street, they fucked that up. Were on his streets in Old Irving Park. I could see two fully uniformed agents in military fatigues literally tackling a guy right here in my front lawn, told CBS. The man the agents detained, Luis Villegas, had been working at a house in the neighborhood, and his brother told reporters he was an undocumented immigrant who came to the U.S. with his family at the age of 4. Neighbors ran out of their houses and filmed and heckled the agents. Block Club Chicago reported, with some shouting, "Get off him." Another appeared to call one of the officers a fucking Nazi. Thank you, because they are. The outlet reported that agents got out of their vehicles moments later, put on their gas masks, and attacked at least two different people. A person on a rapid response team that warns locals when immigration and customs enforcement and other federal agents are in the area told Block Club Chicago that a 67-year-old woman was knocked to the ground by masked officers. She and a 70-year-old man were detained. And Assistant Homeland Security Secretary Tricia McLaughlin claimed they were arrested for assaulting and impeding a federal officer. Go fuck yourself if you think we're that stupid. McLaughlin also claimed Villegas was arrested for a previous assault charge, but provided no evidence of his criminal background. It's like you kind of want to flaunt that stuff if you got it at this point. Prove we can trust you. We know we can't. We are you. That happened 8 months ago. That happened 9 months ago. Whenever the fuck it feels like it's been years. In nearby Avondale, Chicago Tribune reporter Laura N. Rodriguez Preza said another woman was pushed to the ground by an ICE or Customs and Border Protection agent, where she approached their vehicle during another anti-immigration operation. Customs and Border Protection. Honestly, like Border Patrol, Customs, Border Protection, like I feel like at this point they're all just hiring the same fucking right wingers that will just ignore what's right and wrong. This appears to be the new normal in Chicago, said Rodriguez Presa. There's a video here. Let's see if we can watch it. Wow. I think she got bruised trying to hit them. I think she got hurt, fell down trying to stop them. I don't know if she's trying to hit them, but stop them. So it's like, yeah. In Old Irving Park, the new normal for residents on Saturday, including federal agents deploying tear gas as parents and costumed children were leaving their homes on their way to a neighborhood Halloween parade. Resident James Hotchkiss told Book I can't talk today. Never can talk on these things. Block Club Chicago that he was leaving his house with his wife and children at 9:45 a.m. for the parade when he heard whistles ringing out in the neighborhood, a sound Chicagoans have come to recognize as a warning that ICE is nearby. This is what we all need to do at this point: have some sort of alert system, because they're starting to try to ban these apps that alert people where ICE is, recent sightings. We need to start having like air horns and shit. Yes. Make it fucking known. Buy one of them crank sirens that get loud as shit. Anyway, at that point I saw a man running towards me, following by 2 to 3 officers chasing after him. They tackled him onto a neighbor's front yard. About 10 minutes later, Hotchkiss saw smoke in the air. I took my glasses off because my eyes were burning, he said. I saw someone pour water on a gas canister that appeared to be on fire. Heather Sharon, a senior reporter at WTTW, said the attack on Old Irving Park marked the third straight day that federal agents have been deploying tear gas against Chicagoans and the seventh time in 22 days despite the court order. Now, I got another video here and then I want to move on from this, but this is one of those things where we're not even talking about a riot right now. There was no riot over someone being murdered by police. This is Trump just sending ICE and federal troops into the city of Chicago. This is them just taking over blue cities if they can. So here, Border Patrol agents deployed tear gas on the 3700 block of North Kildare, where residents say a landscape worker, a resident, and a woman on a bike were detained.
Tear gas in Old Irving Park right now. Our own neighborhood, scaring our children. Unbelievable. Never thought this would happen in my neighborhood. Scaring our children to death, thinking that this is a cool thing to do.
Fucking assholes. This next one is actually it's showing like who they're hiring. So I'm not going to play this video for you. I just brought this up to tell you what happens. So this guy was pulled over with his kids. This is an ICE agent. Arrested for DUI and child endangerment. I'll read a little bit of the article actually, but if you really want the coverage for it, go to Secular Talk. Kyle Klinsky does a great job. He has the full video of it. Like I said, I'm just kind of trying to get things up for right now. I want to inform people. I like doing this, but I'm not going to have all the time at the moment until I figure out a little bit of a better schedule. Deputies released body camera footage capturing the DUI arrest of a Florida U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent with 2 young children in the car. The short version of the nearly 2 hours of body cam footage released shows the suspect, 42-year-old Scott Deseroth of Miami, failing a sobriety test and questioning authorities throughout the arrest. So at one point, here we go. Never mind. So at one point, this man literally says, like he does the kind of like come on type of thing. He's like, we're on the same side kind of type of bullshit. And it's like, no, like you're actually giving local and state police officers a hard fucking time because you guys are breaking the law. And then cops have to decide whether they want to get involved in arresting a federal agent or arresting a civilian who they very clearly know did not do anything wrong. At one point, this guy asked the officer, "Are you Haitian?" He asked a fucking police officer, "Are you Haitian?" First off, I don't give a fuck where you're from. There's cops in this country, and I wish I brought this news article up, who are not from here, but they've lived here for a very long time and have been a law-abiding citizen. In one case, I forget where he was from, but he was a police officer. He migrated here. I don't know if he's a citizen or a documented permanent resident, but he's a police officer, and they detained him. I will try to bring that up on the next ICE coverage. I'm going to try to do these once a week because, as you can see, this isn't even like this just scrapes the surface. This is barely scraping the surface. And there's so many more instances of people standing up. There was I believe she was Jamaican. She's a black woman. She had some sort of Caribbean or Jamaican accent. In New York, I believe it was New York or Chicago. See, I got to get better at that. She was basically telling ICE officers in a government building, "Come hit me, come get me, fuck you want," you know? She was standing up to him. In another instance, there was a neighborhood that stood up for, I guess they were Hispanic roofers. I don't know if they were undocumented or documented. Fortunately, they weren't deported or detained. Not yet, at that point at least. ICE tried to corner them. They surrounded them while they were on the roof in this residential neighborhood. And the neighbors, like, they weren't coming down. So the neighbors had the time to scare ICE away. They gathered and scared the shit out of these right-wing pussies that are violating the law. They didn't have any warrants. No. But they were there anyway. The neighbors actually got ICE to leave. That's what we need more of in this country. We all need to stand up. Like I said, we need to have sirens to alert people when ICE is near. Get the fuck inside. Lock your doors. Um, Go to someone, a safe space. It's gonna start looking like Nazi fucking Germany soon, where we're hiding our friends and family members who are undocumented with document or with not even documented citizens. And even, and again, like we talked about, there was a guy in Alabama, he's a citizen, arrested twice based on his skin color. So it really doesn't matter even at that point, but we got to find a way to form a system where we're hiding people at this point. And I haven't heard anybody say that yet. I kind of just came to that conclusion in the last few days, but that's what it looks like. um Another just measurement of how far they've gone. I'm not a fan of the Hill, but it kind of tells you what's going on when the Hill is reporting this. They're not going to be completely honest. The title is Top DHS Official Defends ICE Officer. Defends ICE Officer Who Shot Pastor with Pepper Ball. It's not that a pastor was shot with a pepper ball by ICE. It was the DHS is defending it. um, Assistant Secretary of the DHS, Tricia McLaughlin, on Wednesday defended an Immigration and Customs Enforcement officer who shot a pastor with a pepper ball from a rooftop after a video of the incident went viral this week. Videos of the September 19th incident, which circulated widely Wednesday on social media, showed the Reverend David Black of the First Presbyterian Church being struck in the head by an officer outside an ICE processing facility in a Chicago suburb. It stoked anger toward federal officers who have been deployed to the city by Donald Trump. I don't even call him fucking President Trump at this point. What this clip video doesn't show is that these agitators were blocking an ICE vehicle from leaving the federal facility, impeding operations, McLaughlin wrote in a lengthy statement. Now, does that make it okay? You had to shoot somebody in the face with a fucking pepper ball. Non-lethal, close enough or on the right spot, right in the temple, can be very fucking lethal. Stop pretending this is okay. So that's basically it for today when it comes to ICE coverage. I'm going to try to do these. Like I said, I'm going to try to once a week talk about candidates running for office. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to do a video on Zoran. I should have the time. I don't think there's too much to talk about when it comes to what can we do. Look at what Trump is doing when it comes to, I mean, like legally, through the courts. Look at what Trump is doing anytime a judge hands down a decision. It's like, okay, we'll stop. Or they just ignore it and nobody does anything because they control the DOJ. And so far, I haven't seen state and local officials really do anything to go after ICE officers, other than the guy in that story we talked about where he, got a DUI and child endangerment. They're going after them for, everyday crimes, but not breaking the law and abusing their power, not police brutality, not violations of civil rights. Unfortunately, I don't think that's something that's going to happen anytime soon. What we need to focus on is, as I said, focus on finding safe spaces, not sanctuary cities, sanctuary fucking homes at this point. Have somewhere you can go if you're an undocumented immigrant. If you're documented and you think you're in trouble or at risk, form a plan. The rest of us, sirens, air horns, whistles, get people, alert people when ICE is in the area. We have to do what we can to lower their numbers. They got quotas to meet. That's why they're racially profiling. It's another. It's kind of double-edged sword. That's proof that they're um, racially profiling, and that's why they're racially profiling. So we got to do what we can.